Hey, Derek here, and hope you guys are having a great New Year's holiday and a good New Year in general. Today I wanted to share something really super cool with you that I've learned about body language from the man, Joshua Pellicer, from the Tao of Badass. Anyways, what it is, it deals with body language and how when we look up, we look down, what that means, the roles associated with it. I don't want to go too much into it, but it does kind of remind me of something that I'll get into, which, just immediately popped into my head when I was watching Josh and what he was talking about with regards to body language. So, what am I talking about? Well, basically, whenever we're around women or women are around us, body language conveys a whole heck of a lot of truth about our feelings and our emotions. Unless, of course, people put on their Lady Gaga poker face, but assuming they're not doing that, and even if they do, you can still tell if people are being genuine or not just by how they're looking. For example, according to Josh, when a person talks to you and then they look down, they're being empathic, nurturing, they have that whole, I want to care for you sort of role to them. And in a woman, as per their gender, it would be safe and I think even politically correct to say that that means that a woman that does that when they look down after maybe he's talking to you about something, that they want to really be there for you, which is a good thing. If a man does it, it could mean that he is maybe weak. Or it could just mean that he is a nurturer, or has more of a empathic vibe, in touch with his feelings, that sort of thing. If you look as a man straight at a woman and you talk to them, your head up straight, eyes focused, things of that nature, you're kind of conveying to the woman, I'm a provider. I'm the guy who's going to go out of the cave and get the food and bring it back for us to eat. So, again, even with something that very simple and basic, we're telling people a million different things about ourselves. Even also, too, when I think about it, and this is what I was referring to a few seconds ago, there was a very famous boxer, I think you all might know him, his name is Mike Tyson, and in an interview once he said that when he gets into the ring with people, or when he did get into the ring with people, he would stare at his opponent, viciously with his eyes, and he knew that the second his opponent dropped his eyes, even for a second, he had him. And they, in the interview, actually showed this happening, where Mike got into the ring with somebody, and that opponent that he, was facing at that time actually did drop his eyes. And you could almost sense the confidence just rush over Mike like a tidal wave. And, of course, knock the guy out in, I think, not even less than a round, as was his style back when he was the Kid Dynamite. In any event, it sort of reminded me of that, what Josh was saying, and I think it's a good technique to use even with women and or in your daily life with people. Another thing to consider that Josh talks about is how when we look up, how that could mean that we're accessing our visual memory in order to create some sort of description for people, and this is where we can also tell if people are lying. If they look to a certain direction, it can mean that they're trying to imagine something that's easy for them to imagine, as opposed to actually accessing the more harder and sometimes difficult truths of a question being asked of them. So all of these things, I think, are really important to check out and to understand, especially in your daily life and with your communications with people. Something to really also consider is that, what Josh says is that, even just, the very simple way we look at people is just one more part of the whole Tao of Badass, and how, we can have that confidence to really approach situations in our life that we can overcome. And granted, it's not the same for everyone. Sometimes when people access certain things by looking up or looking down, it doesn't necessarily mean what we're saying. You can never really 100% know. But the more you go into a situation with somebody, especially a woman, knowing these very basic and general rules about body language, about talking to people and things of that, you're going to have a better chance of, winning over a person and getting them either to do what you are hoping they'll do, which is maybe to say yes to a date, or to go out with you, or hopefully a lot more, or even, just to have a truthful conversation, which sometimes is hard to do. So anyways, that's my review. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Have a great holiday season and New Year's, and I wish you all well. Thanks, and thank you, Josh, for giving us such great advice.